My name is Jason. I'm a channeler and I'm here for a Daily Dose of Hope Day 270. So nice to meet you and nice to see all of you again. Uh, yes, what is a Daily Dose of Hope? It's just that. Just a daily dose of hope because the energies in our planet have been increasing and they will continue to increase. And as they do, things will start to get wackier and wackier, and it'll start to look more and more like we're in a low budget science fiction film, or choose your genre. And so the Daily Dose of Hope is an attempt to help us all stay that middle path between the yin and the yang symbol. There's two sides, right? The yin and the yang. But in the middle, there's that line. And so we try to walk that line and try to understand that the third dimension has both sides to it. And, we could like it or dislike it or whatever. We could judge it, not judge it, whatever, but it's there. And if we do jump into judgment, then we kind of fall down into that stuff, into that quagmire, right? All that kind of murky area. And we get into the area of fight or flight. But so this is all about keeping that middle path where we're just trying to keep it peaceful and trying to understand that everything is playing out, and everything that plays out is playing out for our own good. And so to understand that and to not jump into, why is this happening? This shouldn't happen. That's wrong. This is right. Which, that's what we're trained to do. But if we kind of take a step back and try to understand that everything happens for a reason, and that it's always the best reason you could imagine, then it's much, much easier to live in this world, especially now that things are picking up. I mean, that idea is good for any time on the planet that we might have been living, but especially now. Hello, Bill Clinton. Yeah, so Bill Clinton is in the house. Let's see. Um, so what I wanted to talk about, there's two things I want to talk about. And I also want to do a special pocket of peace today for Patty. So we're going to do a special pocket of peace for her today. But so two things I wanted to start out with was first, that there's a woman, there's a British woman that I think was in the 60s, and she was channeling composers. And then so the composer would come in, and then she would just get out a piece of staff paper, of music paper, and the composer, for example, Beethoven, would just dictate. He said, okay, E flat, D, C, B flat, A flat, whatever. Okay, and so... But anyway, so she was writing this music, and it became a big thing back in the 60s. Um, uh, I'm not sure if anyone's ever heard of that before. Um, let's see. I'll try to get her name really quick. And it was a very big thing. So what she was doing, what she wrote, was very, very similar to the style of those composers. Her name is Rosemary Brown. Yeah, a British composer who claims she had contact with spirits of a number of, she was channeling Beethoven and Bach, Rachmaninoff, Debussy, and you can find sheet music that she wrote if you're interested in performing it. So anyway, I heard, that popped up on my feed, and I'd heard about her before, but I'd never really gone too deep into it. And so I'm writing a new piece now, and I was commissioned to write a piece. And I'm having trouble with it at the moment, like kind of moving forward. And I thought, you know what? I'll just call in Bach today. And I called him in. I took a walk, and so I was just kind of talking to him, asking for advice. And he gave some really, really good advice. And I thought, this is great. And then I asked, hey, do you want to try to, write through me? Right. And he said, if I do that, then it would be my piece and it wouldn't be your piece anymore. So he was just offering... He's a good teacher, a really, really good teacher. I mean, it was just such clear advice and ways of dealing with and handling ideas. So I think it's a really interesting kind of thing to look into. I'm not really interested in channeling Bach to compose music like Bach, because it's like, what's the point? But I mean, it's good. I think with this woman, Rosemary Brown, I think it was wonderful, because I think there was a point to that. There was an opening of people's minds to different ideas. But like for me, I don't think there's a point to it because it's just that's not my path, I think. So that's all I mean by that. The other thing I wanted to share today, hey Michael, Michael's here too. We got Michael and Bill Clinton in the house. So we're in the tiny little room. So what I'd like, before I go into the channeling, I wanted to also talk about, I'm not sure if I shared this before, but I think it's very interesting and it's good to know about the ley lines, the energetic centers of the world, what they call in Japan, what do they call them now? Where they're power spots. They call them power spots, and these places that have like high energy, high power. They operate very similar to our idea of computer networks. They are all networked through a certain system. I guess you could call it the ley line system. And so they're all kind of connected, and they're charged. So for example, in Japan, there's a temple that's near me, and it's a part of, I'm blanking on all the words, but there's a, oh man, I can't really get there's an esoteric sect of Buddhism that originally, I think the story was it came from, well, originally from India, right? Or from wherever, but it came over from China. There was a Japanese monk that went over and brought this religion here. And so Japan is the one place that's really protecting this ancient esoteric religion. It doesn't really exist in the numbers that it does here. But anyway, so every temple, so there's that temple there near my house, and then there's like temples all over Japan, and they're set up as a network and connecting to the hub. There's one main hub, and that's where, so all the energy that's collected there will go directly to the hub. And that's how that works. So I imagine churches and are operating on a similar style, if it's Catholic or if it's Lutheran or for evangelical, I don't know, whatever it is. But it's a network of systems. And so I was at this old temple in Tokyo. I was just wandering around Tokyo. I like to walk, just wander. I'm not really like, that's the type of traveling I like to do, just kind of like wandering without a goal, but just kind of wandering and see where I end up. So I ended up at this one temple, or this one, I think it was a shrine. It was a shrine. And so at this shrine, I was waiting. So someone had to go to the bathroom, and I was just kind of like waiting for them. And I was standing in front of the shrine. All of a sudden, I had a vision, and I saw how it worked. I went down underneath the shrine. So you go down underneath the shrine, and there's a place. It's almost like a dream-like place. And in that place, everything's kind of made of light, and everything moves in a different way. It's kind of like you're going underneath the matter. The matter that creates this earth that we see. It's like you're going one step before. It's like before the matter becomes matter. This is what it looks like. And it was kind of underneath the shrine, but I don't know if it really had a place. It's not under or above or around. It was just, but in my vision, it was kind of like I went down underneath it. And I could see, and that's where the energy was created. And that's where, at this shrine, depending on what they do at the shrine, that's where they can make positive energy or negative energy. A lot of the shrines, a lot of the churches around the world have been charged negatively. And that is what is changing now. But up until this point in history, a lot of them have been charged negatively. And that is what enables, I guess, the other side of the yin and yang to create the energy that they want to create. Wars and all of these sorts of things. But it was very interesting to actually viscerally see it. I remember going I went to Tokyo, I think from my dragon book. I wrote a booklet, I guess, about dragons. And when I was in Tokyo, I met this dragon. When I was in Tokyo, I met this dragon, she was a crazy. Sorry, but it just sounds silly. But when I went to Tokyo, I met this dragon at a temple. And sorry, no, this was a shrine. The difference between a shrine and a temple is Buddhist, the shrine is Shinto. So that's the difference that they make here. But so I think it was a shrine. And but I noticed that this shrine was kind of like associated with a certain group. And that's when I started realizing that all of these different shrines it's just a network of shrines. And yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to share that it is an actual thing. It's not just like some idea. Oh, it's just like a network. It's you can actually see it. It exists, and the people who use it know that it's there, and they know exactly what they're doing and why they're doing it. Um, so I think it's good for everyone to know. I think the more you know, the better it is, because the more power you have. If you understand, for example, like with a government, for example, if you understand everything that's going on, it's harder for you to be fooled. And I think it's really important to understand that, to understand how all these systems work. So that's my spiel. So anyway, so I'm going to go into a channeling for today, December 21st. Oh, in addition today too, I don't know much about this stuff, but supposedly this day, the 21st, I guess now, right now, 6, oh yeah, right now, exactly right now, is a very, very important time. Um, so I forget what the name for it is, but it's a Japanese tradition, but it exists all throughout the world. Astrologically, right now is a very important time to face east, I think it was, and whatever it is that you wish for your future, to wish for it. Um, anyway, I have to look more into it before I talk more about it, but I know what it was a ancient festival in Japan where the emperor would come down and eat the first rice of the harvest, the first rice that was harvested with the people. He would come down, and that was some sort of very special time of the year, and then they would wish for like a bountiful harvest that year, and that everyone is healthy. And but anyway, that's right now, December 21st, 6 o'clock, right now. So anyway, if you're into wishing, this is a good time to wish for whatever it is you want in your life. I know what I'm wishing for now. For many different things, but one of the main reasons of today's call is, or today's event is for Patty. So I'm wishing a speedy recovery for Patty for today. So I'm going to go into a channeling now and see if they have anything to say for today. So here we go. Greetings, we are Sanat. We are here, we are here, we are here. And what we'd like to tell to all of you today is that not only are these networks available to you throughout the whole world that you live in, but you can utilize these networks in order for you to create as well. These are natural networks that exist on your planet, that they are all there for you. They are there for you, but they have been hidden from you. And this has given you some interesting experiences. You've been able to experience life without a connection to this energy, without an understanding of this energy. There is, of course, an innate understanding of this energy. You understand that when you go into a high vibration place, you can feel the high vibrations. When you go into a low vibration place, you can feel the low vibrations. But what you haven't been taught is that you can change that, and you can utilize these vibrations using your emotions to create whatever it is that you'd like to see on this planet. And that is your birthright. That is your gift as human beings on this planet. That is the symbiotic relationship that you have with this earth, to create with this earth and to make amazing things. And this is something that you had learned, you had understood at a certain point, but then that information was taken from you. But now is the time for you to come back into that idea, to understand that you have creative ability on this planet. You can create whatever you'd like to see on this planet. That is what you're here to do. You're here to create a heaven on this planet. But you had to go through this time of not having it to understand what it is like to not have it, which is a wonderful gift to have. You have been creating, of course. You have never stopped creating, but you have been creating without understanding what you are creating. That phrase, you do not know, or they do not know what they do. They do not know what they have done, is similar. You do not know that you have been creating all of this. You do not know the power that you have. And that is something that is starting to come online for all of you. This idea that you can utilize these ley lines, they're there for you. This is yours. This is your present. This is something that you innately understand how to work with. And this is something that will start to come online more and more. All right. So, yeah. Okay, interesting. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how to operate those things, you know. So anyway, I'm going to go into a pocket of peace. Pocket of peace is a guided meditation, and this is a guided meditation. Today, I think it's not. I think, but today is a guided meditation. Wishing Patty well, and everyone else who might be suffering at this moment, might be struggling. Yeah, this is just going out to all of you, and for all of you to find the highest possible timeline, and to, yeah, for the highest possible things, the best possible things imaginable happening to you and for you. And before I go into this, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who offered well wishes for my losing my hope a few days ago. Thank you so much, you guys. Yeah, I really appreciate all of your well wishing, very kind words. Thank you. So here we go. Pocket of peace for this day. Wishing everyone that is suffering, everyone that is in pain, everyone that is having difficulties, that we're just sending love to you. All right, so I'd like you to imagine that you are in the most relaxing place imaginable, wherever it is for you. Be it by the ocean, by the river, in the sky, in an old library, in a cafe on a side street of New York City, wherever it is you want to go, just be there, just relax into it. There's not a care in the world here. This is your place. This is your special place where you can just relax. It just feels so good just to relax. Just breathe in the air of wherever it is you are. If you're in that cafe, smell that wonderful aroma of coffee and maybe newspapers, and it possibly, if the air is different, of cigarettes, and yeah, just a nice, or if you're by the ocean, just smell the ocean air. But wherever you are, just enjoy it. Be there. And then I'd like you to just imagine now a mist of unconditional love that just enters the space, just surrounds you and cuddles you like a warm, energetic hug. And you just feel so relaxed. You feel so okay. Like you feel like everything's gonna be okay. And it makes you feel like you're really at home. You feel like, yeah, I feel like I'm at home, more at home than I've ever felt before. You just feel so good, and there's nothing to worry about, there's nothing to regret, and this love loves you unconditionally. It doesn't matter what you said yesterday, or what you did yesterday, or what you're gonna do tomorrow. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are, what you own, what you don't own. This is yours. This is unconditional love, and this is for you. This is made for you. This is your birthright. And this love has been with you before you were here, be with you after you're gone from this place. It's with you all the time, 24 hours a day. And this is you. This is you. You are made of love. That's what this unconditional love reminds you, is that you are love. And you're made of love. You are love. Everything about you is love. Everything you make is love, even though on the surface it might not look that way. You are making love because that's what you are, and that's all you're truly capable of making. All these other things are just illusions, but the love is real. The love is real. The love is a reflection of what is real. And so this love just emanates throughout you, and then it just wants to expand, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it just expands throughout the room that you're in, the space that you're in, and out into the highways, into the byways of our world, into the skyways, into all the shopping centers, into all of the underground tunnels, into all the darkness, into all the lightness, into all the everything, throughout the whole mass consciousness. This thing is so powerful. It's more powerful than anything you could ever imagine. So all things that are in its way have to step aside and show who they are, because this is the truth running through this world at this moment. And you can see now everyone out there that's suffering, you can see they're just kind of saying, oof, you know what, I don't know what it is, but just everything just kind of worked out. Everything just It's so much better now. I feel like I'm so at peace now. The world is okay. All these things that I was worrying about, all this pain, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. Because this is the power of love to shine through and to shine into everything so that everyone is on the most positive timeline imaginable. So you can see everyone all around the world just stopping what they're doing and saying, wow, I don't know what that was. It was just like a breeze or something, but I just feel wonderful now. I feel better than I've ever felt. I feel younger than I've ever felt. I feel more at home than I've ever felt. And you know what? I know I can handle this. I got this thing. I am 1,000 times bigger than this thing. Anything that's trying to get me down, I am so much bigger than that. I am love, and nothing can stand in the way of love. And love has all the power of all healing. It can heal your hearts, it can heal your bodies, it can heal your minds, and it can heal this world that you see around you. All it takes is for you to remember. All you got to do is remember your love, your love, your love, your love. And you are so big, bigger than anything. You're bigger than all of these problems that you see. All of the pain is gone when you find out you are love. And so we're sending this out there at the speed of love throughout the whole world, throughout the whole universe, so that everyone in the world that's suffering is just saying, whew, I don't know what that was. I was in this suffering story, but now I'm in a story of love. I'm in a love story. It's all just a love story. Outside of me, it looked like I was in this low budget science fiction film, but you know what? I've just changed it into a story of love. One of the most beautiful films I've ever seen. So beautiful, everything falling in place so perfectly. Everyone in love and everyone in peace and everyone in health. All right. So, all right, that's Pocket of Peace for day 270. Dedicating that one, this whole daily dose of hope to Patty, and hoping for a speedy recovery. And yeah, I hope you guys are all hopeful. Thanks, Bill Clinton and Michael, for joining in. Bill Clinton, please don't kill me. Sorry, I'm just kidding. I have a bad sense of humor. You gotta, yeah. Um, it's yeah, you get it. Yeah, I think you understand. But anyway, I hope you guys are hopeful, and ciao for now. Hopefully see you all tomorrow. Ciao for now. Okay. Or ciao for later. Hold on. Here we go.